wanted to gazette a sub-registry in Kiambu, and we're informed sub-registries of the lower courts cannot be done. So for us to have a small claims court in Kiambu, we need space. You know how tiny or squeezed Kiambu Law Courts is. If you give us 2 offices offline, we will proceed and gazette small claims courts in Kiambu. And the traction that it has taken here in Thika, I am sure Thika and Roiro have really taken traction, and I know even Kiambu will also do that. So we're just seeking, at least with small claims, because it's virtual, hatutaki space kubwa, 2 rooms will be sufficient for us. And we'll be grateful and thank you in advance. So, thank you very much. I'm glad to be here at Thika Law Courts, Open Day. The judiciary started Open Days. Karibu Honorable Milimu. Salimia wananchi. Karibu sana. So Open Days in the judiciary were introduced to enable our clients, staff, stakeholders, and other members of the justice chain to come together and have an open and interactive engagement. And you bear me witness with all the people who've been there from the business community, prisons, children, probation, and today we get to hear from the auctioneers. I don't know, when you introduce auctioneers, nobody clapped. Nobody clapped for the auctioneers. Si wanafanya kazi yao. So these are the engagements we need to have. We need to understand. Sometimes we have misconceptions of what each department does. But when we have open days and we get to talk one-on-one, then we get to understand what they do, and we remove the fear that we could be having. Mr. Gashau has offered pro bono today, but I would urge him to extend it to a week from today and next week. If LSK chapter can pro bono for 1 week, just for advice, and we'll be happy. Can I thank you in advance? Okay. Thank you in advance. We'll have pro bono. So even with LSK, they'll also be sitting there. Today they'll give you free legal advice. Prisons have said that their prisons are congested. Judge is here. I know she has had on issues decongestions. My colleagues are here. They have also had the challenges that are being faced. And these are some of the platforms that we have so that we share challenges, and then together we resolve those challenges. It is a platform where our clients have the opportunity to understand the judiciary, its services, and what is required of them when they visit the court. The judiciary also receives feedback in an open, honest manner that helps us to improve our operations. How many people have never been to a court premises until today? Hata watu wa Thika hai mshaingia kotini? Simnaona si nini, si pali mbaya? We are friendly people, but please don't want to be brought to court or don't wish to be brought to court. For our young ones, we pray uzeeke bila kukuja kotini. So today, guided by the theme, enhancing access to justice through dialogue, members of the public get the opportunity to not only interact, but to engage through questions and answer sessions on the operations of the police, the DPP, prisons, probation, aftercare, and of course the judiciary and all other stakeholders. As we interact today, we would wish that our clients and court users understand the new e-filing system, which is new and revolutionary in the judiciary. And I am glad to hear the Chief Magistrate state that the customer care are assisting those who do not know how to use the e-filing or do not have smartphones. And as we proceed, we are trying to work with our ICT to see how else, even for filing, how else we can do it, even for those who don't have smartphones, because in this ICT era, everything is possible. This system will eliminate the use of physical filing of documents, over-the-counter payments of cash, and eventually cure the instances of missing or misplaced files, and matters will be filed from the comfort of the advocates' offices, homes, or selected and accredited cyber cafes. We also encourage you and ask you to understand the use of ADR and AJS, and I'm glad that you are taken through the ADR. They are also here, and AJS, for us to interact and to understand how that works. There's also the court annex mediation. You've also been told about that, which is geared toward the reduction of time of resolution of disputes. So as much as we encourage, or we are saying that we are clearing out backlog and trying to move matters, if matters go through mediation or AJS, they get resolved faster than when they're in the system, because we also don't have very many processes and procedures. I would also wish to ask, and this is for the head of station, I wish to thank your CUC. When you see such a vibrant open day, clearly they CUC behind them. You did not recognize your CUC, and on your behalf, I ask the CUC members to stand up. CUC members, I know you have a big role to play in this. Let's give them a round of applause. Asanteni sana kwa kushikilia Chief Magistrate, because even Gashawa is part of the CUC. Sawa. And thank you to the CUC members. When we started the CUC or court users, maybe initially we didn't understand how it's going to work because there was a question of conflict of interest, but we are happy that we have taken it in stride and we have very supportive CUCs, and thank you Thika CUC. The decentralization and localization of the CUC has helped us ensure that stations can better tackle and pursue solutions to the better implementations of justice reforms in their areas of jurisdiction, with tailor-made solutions to different communities. You sit here, you realize there's issue of space, and you have chosen to expand. Maybe there's another CUC that will do something different. And with these few remarks, I wish to thank you for accommodating us and to welcome the governor and our PJ and judges from here. Asanteni sana for welcoming us. Thank you very much.
Once again, good afternoon. I have again the singular pleasure of inviting my presiding judge, our sister, our big sister, our mother in the station, to come and say something, and then introduce our presiding ELC judge after that. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Okay, let me say that it is a great day today that gives all of us pleasure, and also we recognize the fact that talking to the public or talking with the public is a very important thing. Talking with the court users or the court users, showing us what they do. It's good when we have that kind of conversation. And I say all protocols observed, because I'll follow the protocols by others. Now I'm here, but before I give my speech, I wish to welcome all of you here in Thika Law Courts, Thika High Court, Thika ELC, and also the Small Claims Court. We are number of courts together. Before I give my speech, I will invite my brother judge, Judge Eboso, who is the presiding judge in Environment and Land Court. Na akija apigiwe makofi.
Good afternoon, everyone. Muriaga. Okay. The principal judge of the High Court, Honorable Eric Yogola, the Governor of Kiambu County, His Excellency Wamatangi, my colleague judges, judicial officers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Permit me to adapt to the protocols that were ably laid by Honorable Atambo, the CM. My name is Bernard Eboso, the principal judge, the presiding judge of Thika ELC. Thika has a total of 3 judges. This being an open day, I want to seek your indulgence so that our colleague judge, who is in this meeting, has an opportunity to greet the congregation. Judge Kemei, kindly step forward.
Thank you. Good afternoon. The Principal Judge of the High Court, the Honorable Mr. Justice Eric Ogola, the Governor, His Excellency, my colleagues who are represented here, and all protocols observed. My name is Grace Kemei, Judge of ELC, Court number 2. Mimi ninaitwa jaji la koti la mazingira na shamba na mashamba, na ninahudumu katika koti number 2 pale ELC tunaitwanga koti ya stadium, kwa wale perhaps you do not know. I'm very glad to be part of this open day, and I just want to thank all of us who are here, and I am sure we will learn, we will also hear, listen to you, you will also know what we are doing, and this interaction is very, very key for access to justice. Thank you very much, and may the Lord bless you.
Thank you, my sister Judge Kemei. PJ and the Governor, permit me also to introduce the one judicial staff, judicial officer, and the judicial staff from Thika ELC. Stand wherever you are so that we can recognize you and appreciate you. Are you in the house? Thika ELC has an establishment of 25 judicial staff, 1 judicial officer, and 2 judges. Some are here, others are in the station working. You've been told that we are calling Court Stadium, so that is where we are located, near Thika Stadium, courtesy of the county government of Kiambu. The purpose of an open day was eloquently outlined by Honorable Kabucho, the Registrar, Magistrates Court. It is an occasion when an institution showcases the services that they render. It is the day when the institution gets the opportunity to get feedback from the consumers of their services. There are desks that have been established, and I'm confident that before the close of the day, you will have an occasion to know the exact services that the various tiers of the courts that have been mentioned offer. Thika ELC was established in 2017 with 1 judge. In 2021, the Judiciary Administration decided to post 2 judges to the station. It serves the entire Kiambu County. That is to say, Kiambu Town does not have a superior court, a superior land court. It has magistrate courts that deal with land disputes. But if the value of your land is more than 20 million, you have no option but to come to Thika. If you attempt to go to Nairobi, you will be told, no, you are forum shopping. Go to Thika. The mandate of the court is spelled out in the Constitution. And in summary, this is a special court that was established by the Kenyan people to hear disputes relating to title to land, occupation of land, use of land, and the disputes relating to the environment. That's what we have been doing, and I want to emphasize that if it is a dispute about a loan that you took and you are disputing the interest, or you are disputing you owe them, that is not a land dispute. In 2021 to 2022, and I think the CJ law judicial officers. So you are filing from your house, you can do it from your office, and you can do it from the nearest cyber cafe that may be in your. And I think Thika was particular aspect. You can see you have faced whatever needed to be faced, whatever belongs to the judiciary, or whatever is intended to be handed to the judiciary is well demarcated. You were thanked in advance. I want to thank the county government in advance also. We want to request quite humbly that you fast track that exercise. And I'm saying that this because of this. Kiambu County is the second largest county in the Republic of Kenya. In all aspects, be it in population, be it in terms of urbanization, it is the second largest. So when Nairobi gets and the Kiambu does not get, it means the people of Kiambu are disadvantaged. I am certain that if we had infrastructure in Kiambu town, the Chief Justice was going to send one or two High Court judges to Kiambu town or Kiambu County. That did not happen because there is no land and there is no infrastructure. If we had enough infrastructure here, the Chief Justice would send an additional ELC judge. Governor, if not for anything, but only your legacy, I want to request that you look at this as a benefit to the people of Kiambu, not to the judiciary, but to the people of Kiambu, bearing in mind that the services that the judiciary offers play a key role in the economic development of our county. Lastly, permit me to appreciate all our stakeholders who have made it possible for us to be able to serve Wanjiko in Kiambu County. The county government of Kiambu, the bar, the local leadership, that's the local members of parliament, MCAs, the business community, all court users, and lastly, the judiciary leadership. as we speak now, the judiciary leadership has committed some money before the end of the financial year to have an ablution facility quickly done at the ELC, so that members of the public can have a proper sanitary facilities when they come to court to seek court services. At this point, I want to argue that you allow me to stop there. I want to thank all of you for creating time to attend this open day. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Judge Boso. I think you have been able to know what you do and the services that you are offering to Ajiko. At this juncture, I want to invite one of our guests, not just one, but a very important guest. That is His Excellency, Governor Wambataji, the Governor of Kiambu. Mkaribisha na makofi.
Thank you. Naomba tukae chini. Asante. Thank you very much. Our chief guest, presiding judge of the station, presiding judge ELC, and your colleague judges present, CM and magistrates also present, other members of the judiciary here in Thika, our key guests, registrar, magistrate, our good friend Kabucho, LSK chair, and our administration, DCC and your team. All other guests present, our young people, the students and members of public, good evening, good afternoon. God is good, and all the time. Thank you very much. That's maybe before I make a few comments, I didn't come alone. I have a few of my colleagues who serve with me in the county government, members of the county assembly. A few of them are with us, so probably you would come forward quickly. A majority leader, and yes, deputy speaker, and CA. So probably very quickly, I know we are gifted in talking, all of us. So we will just introduce ourselves, and the rest I will say on your behalf. Karibu. Introduction.
Itifaki zote zikishimika, hamjambo. My name is Komo Smart wa Wajiko, MCA elected in Kiamwagi Ward in Gatoto South. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All protocols observed. My name is Itamboro Mungai, MCA Kamenoda.
All protocols observed. Your Excellency the Governor. Mimi naitwa Musheke, the majority leader at the County Assembly of Kiambu, and we're really grateful to be part of this open day, kwa sababu kazi yetu ni kutunga sheria. Na tukitunga sheria, wale ambao wanazingatia kwamba zile sheria, mwenye akivunja ile sheria amekuwa dealt na yeye properly, ni wale ambao tumekuja kutembelea siku ya leo. Kwa hivyo tunawaheshimu na tunajisikia tuko pahali pazuri. Na niseme tu jambo moja, Your Excellency, nimesikia kabisa umeombwa mashamba hapa na judiciary, na ni vizuri kwa sababu nimeona judiciary hata kama ni yao majaji wetu wa mashamba, wanajua kwamba mashamba yote ya serikali iko kwa mikono ya county government, na tunaomba wale wengine wote waheshimu hiyo, ya kwamba ukitaka kufanya jambo kwa shamba ya serikali, mdosi ni gavana. Asanteni sana.
Thank you, Your Excellency. All protocols observed. My name is Jiru. Jiru is a Deputy Speaker, County ya Kiambu. Yangu itakuwa ni machache kwa sababu leo ni siku muhimu sana kwa watu wa Thika. Mimi nimelelewa hapa, sijawahi kuona kitu kama hii. Ile ningesema vile DCC amesema, Bwana OCS, wacha tuende mashinani, tuambie watu ukweli. Vile koti imefanya leo, wacha kila mtu ajue iko polisi, iko koti na iko jela. Mtu akifanya kila kitu anakuwa amejua. Akikuja hapa hakuna mambo mingi, ni kufuata sheria. Vile kumesemwa, Your Excellency, ni vizuri wache legacy na hii mashamba ya koti. Vile umesema, unaona kama saa hii tunaweza angalia tuweke kafensi mzuri, ndio hata mtu akiingia hapa si wanaonekana sana. Naona kama tuko na mpaka hapa. Your Excellency, ni vizuri tulinde hii area. Thank you so much na Mungu awabariki.
Thank you both. Thank you. Shukrani. I'm also accompanied by my immediate staff, our county attorney and the rest of the county staff. They could just be upstanding. We have our county members of staff. We have our county attorney right there. Maybe we just wave from where you are. We've got a chief officer, one of our chief officers there, Wanjaya Wairimu, and then our two officers who also serve with our colleagues in the county attorney's office. So you can all wave and sit down. I'm sure you notice happily, PJ and team, that we are not only gender sensitive, we are gender biased towards towards maybe most likely the side you would want to lean on. So I will just make a few remarks to first acknowledge that this is a good day when we are able to come here, interact with our members of the judiciary. As DCC was saying when we just came in, there is some, I don't know whether I'll call it allergy, as he called it, and but it also fits. And so when we get in here and have a seat and interact casually, freely with members of the judiciary, it's not only feels good, it's a very positive step in the right direction. In my younger days, at least I've had the opportunity to be in court. So I think it's one of the judges who asked whether anyone has visited this court before, and very few people raised their hands. This, if it was in other places, I would have raised my hand that I've been there, our chief guest. And so going to a court premises and you sit down and you're offered a bottle of Coca-Cola and water, then those are many steps in the right direction towards reform. Let me also appreciate the gentleman who spoke here representing the auctioneers, because he said a few things that I think are useful, but the one that I take to heart most is, and I think other auctioneers need to adapt it, is when introducing yourselves, use the Kiswahili version. The Kiswahili version is better. Because, when he introduced himself and said, Mimi ni Dalali, he said Dalali. So, I've not had that expression before, or the term before, but at least it gives peace to the heart when you get to know who you're speaking to anyway. And so I recommend to the rest of the team, mukienda mahali ndio all the things that he requested here are possible. They can be done as long as that introduction is the way to begin. our chief guest in Kiambu, we have had a good relationship with the judiciary, both here in Thika and in Kiambu, that I would say from where I sit. We, as a county government, have a lot to thank the judiciary here for. And one is the speed at which most matters, some relating to the county government, public land that is grabbed, public amenities, that would be put to better use by the public, which have found their way into private hands. We've got matters about land that has been, grabbed even for cemeteries here. As a chief guest, you may very well know, in the Kiambu context, and largely within the Mount Kenya environment, that thing called Kamogonda, as we normally call it, is a very touchy subject. But the speed, most of the time, that these matters have been heard and are judged upon and concluded is one thing that I would want to say is a good thing that we are impressed about. Secondly, in same vein, we have also had in the past, and this I think has been all around in the earlier years of our past, both as a county government and the judiciary. In the public eye, we have not, unfortunately, had very positive ratings earlier, because when I became governor, part of the labels, part of the perception I've had to deal with as a governor is that every person who wears my yellow kabuti on the streets is corrupt. That's what we have had to deal with. Every person who wears a green one, walking around and collecting revenue is corrupt. That's the reality that we have had to deal with. Earlier on, the same label was bestowed upon members of the judiciary. And that's why I want to say that, without batting an eyelid, that I believe that we have made very positive steps towards the right direction. Because now I don't have to worry when I'm in the office and I'm told that somebody has moved to court over a piece of land that is of public interest where I'm already constructing a hospital. And we have probably many of those cases. I don't have to go and look for a member of the judiciary when I'm told that land where I'm constructing a public toilet or parking has been moved to court. Because I know that finally it will be heard and justice will be done. And that's how we have had most of our matters resolved. So I want to take the opportunity to specifically thank the team at the ELC court, because we have definitely had a lot to deal with, and I believe that it will continue that way. It's a bit difficult. It's a bit difficult for me as a governor to advance that agenda beyond here, because then I would start to be biased and start laying my specific interest for the county on the table. PJ also, we also have had a good relationship with the judiciary when it comes to other general issues, and I want to laud the role that has been played by the CUC and that initiative, because most of our matters now can find a forum where they can be vented upon and mitigated even before they become judicial issues or matters that are supposed to move to court. We have had a lot of issues with licensing of alcoholic drinks outlets, you know, and where we draw the line ourselves as what is doable and what's doable, what's legal, what's not legal. But at least most of those issues are vented off before they become heavy in the judiciary. We've also had other general matters of you know, either criminal nature that involve some of our officers, and I believe that the relationship that we have had is also been good. Only what registrar has requested, and I want to express my surprise to my team. You know, my deputy speaker, I thought that you're going to come here and defend me because that I've already done a lot, and probably asking for more will be asking for an arm and a leg. In that spirit, our chief guest, we got a request earlier from Larry Sub-County. And in Larry Sub-County, we have had the challenge that all citizens of that sub-county have to commute to Limuru for them to find justice. And we walked that journey together with the Member of Parliament then, and finally we identified a good ready building that has been in the hands, in the land of the county government in Larry. We visited the place, and we have agreed mutually and are ready. And I'm aware that actually the CJ has actually gazetted the Larry court as we speak. And so in Larry, we have now a court, and all we are waiting for, as you go back to station, maybe you'd report, is just deployment of judges and the rest of the judicial officers, including magistrates. Down to Roiro, we also had cooperation with the Member of Parliament there. We've established the court there. In Gatondo North, the entire premises that all the facilities sit is county government land there, and most of the buildings in Gatondo North are owned by the county government. But in the spirit of cooperation earlier on, there are structures that were constructed by national government, the DCC's office and other facilities. For the judiciary in Gatondo North, that request was brought to me, and it is us, the county government, that moved our staff to an alternative location and make way for the judiciary. And the office that my staff were occupying before was then given up for renovation. And this is where the court in Gatondo North will be sitting. Here in Thika, we have also had our discussion. But before Thika, let me also put on record our agreements on Kiambu, because the observations made by our judicial officers here from CM to, and especially Judge Bosso here, are true. That's exactly what the Chief Magistrate told us when she came to Kiambu in the last event that we had there at the judiciary. That it's a surprise. Kiambu County, which has had the fame of having one given rise to the first president of the Republic of Kenya, Mr. Jomo Kenyatta, and then subsequently a second president from the same county, has probably part of the worst infrastructure of the judiciary in this part of the region. And so we decided to engage with the judiciary, and in Kiambu we have had a good relationship. We have had to deal with a request, and currently we have allocated very prime land. Indeed, if that land was not taken up by the judiciary, it is land fit to be the governor's residence in Kiambu. But upon request by the judiciary, we have decided to donate that land. Therein sits already a good building that can be used in the first instance until funds are available. We have gone ahead to register that land in the name of the judiciary. We have written to the Chief Justice upon request that she made, and indeed forwarded documents from the National Land Commission that confirm that that land now is ready for use by the judiciary in Kiambu. Here in Thika, again, we have had the same discussion, and we started from where the judges have acknowledged, from stadium to where we are, and most recently, the agreement that we've had that have seen us renovate one of our buildings, completely isolated, so that we can leave it exclusively to use by the judiciary, and specifically by the ELC court here in Thika. Those works have commenced, and they're also at a very advanced stage. It is my conviction from consultations that in the next 1 month or so we should be done with the works there, and that court should be ready for use. The one area that I am yet to see white smoke, PJ, is on our offer that I said to you when we met, that we made an offer to you, and you have still not made a formal communication about it. And in the meantime, I have taken liberty to rescind my decision of generosity. But upon a bit of sweet talking, I could rethink again. We made an offer anyway that in the land that we have in Del Monte, that we got from Del Monte, we have about 790 acres. I made an offer that we can give the judiciary a golden opportunity to come up with a virgin concept where you can put up every facility and amenity that you intend to do to function, from cells to cause courts, canteen, and anything else that you would imagine that a judiciary which is modern should look like. And so I have offered 10 acres of land there. But I know the put off is it has looked like it is very far, but as I conclude, I want to still affirm, and I believe now Judge Aboso and PJ, upon consultations, I would invite you to a visit in that place. And once you see the place, you would not hesitate to even want to move from here. It is serene, it is good, it's beautiful, and you will have all the freedom that you may want out there, though it looks like it's a little far. We already have planned part of that land for the EPZ, and also allocated other portions of that land to functions, including affordable housing and others that are going to make that place very vibrant. So if the offer is not accepted before I leave, anyway, on a light touch, I know we have had that discussion with the judges, and they said they have reconsidered. So what we just need to do is to truncate the process and fast track it as it is, just like we did with the land in Kiambu, because in Kiambu now we have a formal farm arrangement that guarantees that land is reserved for the judiciary. So once you have also then taken on board what we've said, we can initiate that process, because we have already allocated other lands, but the land is still available, PJ Station and PJ Eboso. Nothing to worry about, we just need to formalize. So, do I have any asks? I may not want to ask them from here, because if I do, then I may be described in the terms that Judge Eboso said, that I'm forum shopping, or but we have issues. We have issues as a county government. One of the things that we've been thinking about is how happy we would be if we had a situation like we normally see in, like what we've seen in Nairobi. You know, Nairobi has a dedicated court in City Hall where matters relating to the county government can be heard, processed, and even either mitigated or presided over by officers, including prosecution, but by people with a deeper, that's maybe probably the wrong word, because I know judges are knowledgeable and magistrates are knowledgeable, but somebody with a wider understanding of the functions of the county government. Most of the time, when our county attorney has issues to deal with in her team that relate to the county, and the matter is placed before a court, and where we have a serious issues in terms of prosecution, because the judge or the magistrate must take a neutral position, but the prosecutor sometimes may not have the exposure, the grip and understanding of the full breadth and depth of what it means, either in terms of the bylaws, the regulations of the county, even county laws themselves, because we have a county assembly that also passes county laws. And because we're also limited in terms of the number of people that we can send to your courts, sometimes we end up disadvantaged. That is one issue that we may want to put to the table as we fence off the land and the building that Registrar us and thanked us in advance. That I also may want to pay back, in the words of Idi Amini, and also, revenge, by also thanking you in advance. that you will take the steps to help us to establish that. And finally, we appreciate that there has now been a legislative process that facilitates that monies collected out of fines that are county government bound, for misdemeanors, for violations that pertain to the county government. Ordinarily, if devolution was to be interpreted the way it should be, in my view, and I'm not a judge, but I would say in my knowledge outside there, I would believe that as a government that is distinct, that those fines collected from those crimes, from violations of people who have been caught, peeing on my streets, and other violations that go to court, that those fines should rightfully find their way to the county government. They should. We believe that the agreement that has been found in law and to give us that very small portion of those fines is not necessarily adequate, if not basically unfair. Those funds should find their way to our accounts, and then we can be able to build more courts for you. I want to close it there. We are bound for Kiambu. I really want to appreciate the team here in Thika. In another 6 months, God willing, we intend to have chartered Thika as an industrial smart city. And so once we have achieved that status, then you'll be judges in a city, not in a town. And this court will require the status, the deco, and of course the good standing it deserves when it is a city court. And so also on that, we believe that we are together. So God bless all of you. Thank you very much for inviting us. We should find our way here next time, God willing. Don't fail to invite us again for an open day. Thank you very much and be blessed. We will be requesting that you release us. We are headed to Kiambu. We'll wait for the speech of our chief guest, and then we can proceed to Kiambu. There is a function also with the judiciary there to say koheri to our new judge, Emilio Minde. We would want to show our faces there also. There are people. So after the speeches, we request to be allowed to move. Asante sana, pole for being a politician and for speaking too long. That's what I mean. So next time tutaongea sana Judge Bosom. So ukiniona nimekuja kwako ama Judge msheni msitufukuze, tutakuja kuongea tena sana. Asanteni. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Your Excellency the Governor. You have spoken very, very kind words to the judiciary. Apigiwe makofi tena. Thank you so much. And as far as the offers of the land parcels are concerned, I wish to accept the offer here. In the presence of all these people, the offer is accepted. Thank you. Oh, okay, for now, because I can see time has really gone, I'm just going to give a few remarks about the High Court, and I'll ask the staff of the High Court to stand so that we may appreciate them. Staff of the High Court, where are you? High Court staff. We have just a few here. But we are not very many. The High Court has eight members of staff. The reason being that it is on its baby steps, because we started here 7 months ago. But the staff are doing very well, led by our Deputy Registrar. Deputy Registrar Standard Wave. That is our Deputy Registrar, Honorable Senior Resident Magistrate, and who is doing administration in the High Court. And he has led his team very well. Thank you. Okay, as I said earlier, all protocols observed. It is such a momentous occasion that we gather here today for this very important event for the Thika Law Courts fraternity. I want to start by joining the speakers before me in welcoming all of you to Thika. Karibuni sana and feel at home. As it was pointed out earlier, Thika Law Courts fraternity comprises of the High Court, Environment and Land Court, Chief Magistrate Court, and Small Claims Court. The journey towards registration of the Thika High Court began with the gazettement of a sub-registry that was done by Chief Justice Maraga in 2016, and due to the relentless pursuit and lobbying by the legal fraternity in Thika and Kiambu, who include the Law Society of Kenya, the judiciary leaders in Kiambu and Thika, and also the business community and other stakeholders, the Honorable Chief Justice, Honorable Justice Martha Koome, operationalized the court through a Kenya Gazette notice that was published in August last year. And that is the time that I was posted here as the presiding judge, and we started our sessions in October last year. Your Lordship, the principal judge of the High Court, Thika High Court has supervisory jurisdiction over magistrates' courts of Thika, Gatodo, and Roiro. Construction of new magistrate court at the Kamwagi Gatodo in Gatodo North has recently been done, and it has added another court to the jurisdiction of the High Court Thika. My sincere gratitude to the Honorable Chief Justice for gazetting Kamwagi Magistrates Court, as this will be an enabler in access to justice of the people of Gatodo North. The High Court has been in operation for about 7 months, and within that period it has registered 1,330 cases, and most of which were transferred from Kiambu High Court, and which had originated from Thika region. So far, about 322 cases have been concluded, translating to an average of about 46 matters per month. Currently 1,008 cases are pending, and the new cases continue to be registered in the court. The average number of cases filed each month is about 107, according to statistics running from January 2024 to May 2024. Civil appeals form the bulk of the workload, that is about 45% of what we have. It is imperative that the new magistrates court at Kamwagi will further generate more work for the High Court. At the moment, more than 50% of the matters in the High Court are from Thika sub-county, and are mostly appeals from Thika magistrates, Chief Magistrate Court, and Small Claims Court. Thika Law Courts generates the second highest number of appeals for the High Court, followed by Gatodo Law Courts. It is important to note that Thika High Court is located in Thika Township, a commercial and industrial hub, and has experienced rapid growth in the last few decades. The court is strategically placed to respond to the growth in terms of commercial and other disputes in the arena of administration of justice. It is thus not far-fetched to conclude that in the near future, a second judge will be required to assist in expeditious disposal of cases. With such a caseload, proactive steps are required to accelerate disposal of cases and further to prevent backlog. Recently, we had still this week, 2 days ago, we had the Rapid Resort Initiative that we call in short RRI exercise that was conducted by the newly appointed High Court judges, and a total of about 88 matters were heard and determined during the exercise. And that was a mileage for us because we have disposed of a number of matters. Soon, we are going to embark on preparation for a service week, Principal Judge, with your blessings and those of the Chief Justice and also the Registrar of the High Court. Article 159 of our Constitution mandates the courts to promote alternative forms of dispute resolution, including reconciliation, mediation, arbitration, and traditional dispute resolution mechanisms. Our theme for this open day is access to justice through dialogue. It mirrors the judiciary and the Chief Justice vision of social transformation through access to justice, which we call in short STAJ. The open day gives us an opportunity to not only showcase the services we offer in our courts and those of our key stakeholders to the public, but also it serves as an accountability mechanism for the members of public to be able to give us a feedback with a view of enhancing service delivery. After the official function, the court partners, through the umbrella of the CUC, that is the court users committees, will set up service desks where members of the public will attend to, and their concerns will be addressed. As the judiciary, we are committed to promoting dialogue within the local communities in a bid not only to resolve disputes, but also to foster reconciliation and community cohesion. The court has proactively screened and encouraged the parties to consider mediation while utilizing existing mediation structures within the Thika Court. Recently, the Chief Justice opened an alternative justice center in Nakuru to widen the scope of resolving disputes within communities instead of depending entirely on courts to resolve disputes. As you are aware, the court procedures are a bit complex and lengthy, while the alternative justice systems, that is AJS, are informal and they contribute to expeditious disposal of disputes. Your Lordship, in the coming financial year, we shall initiate a robust community and stakeholder engagement with a view of rolling AJS structures for the courts within our jurisdiction. And this is aimed at harnessing and utilizing
Please sit down. Your Excellency, the Governor of the great County of Kiambu, Honorable Wamatangi, the presiding judge, Judge Florence Muchemi, judges of the ELC, Judge Eboso and Judge Kimei, the Chief Magistrate, and your team magistrates, the LSK, the security, members of the county assembly, the mediation team, the auctioneers, the Thika High School students who performed very well here. Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. My speech will be very short. I am representing the Honorable the Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and President of the Supreme Court, Honorable Lady I also came here on my own right because I'm the principal judge of the High Court and everything that is taking place here concerns me. I bring you the greetings from the principal judge of the ELC, Honorable Justice Oscar Monte. He's aware that I'm here. We were with him in Naivasha yesterday. The Honorable Chief Justice cannot be with us here today because she has had a very, very busy week. And this morning, she had 3 different meetings. One we attended together on the National Council on Administration of Justice, and then thereafter she has a meeting of the Judicial Service Commission. And so she asked me to represent her here. She actually wanted to come here, and as a gesture of that fact, her team is here. This is her communication team. Banazakin, led by Banazakin. This is not my communication team. This is the Chief Justice communication team. It shows you how the Chief Justice took this day. Honorable Wamatangi and our honorable citizen, this Wamatangi, I only used to see him on television. But since he became governor, he disappeared. We no longer even see him on television. It means that he's doing great things, because as I came through Kiambu, I saw important changes which have happened in this county. Give him a clap. I'm also very happy to say that during my reign, we have been able to give you a court in Kwamangi. Yes. And that request was pressed upon me several times over and over again, together with the registrar of the magistrate court. So the ones which are coming are also coming, because we see that this is a very heavily populated county. I want to answer you first so that I don't forget. On the issue of monies that are collected, we as the judiciary are simply collectors. When we collect this money goes to the treasury. And when it goes to the treasury, you must now demand it from there. And if you demand it from there, we can only assist you. So as we assist you, ask for a favor. If you refuse to give it to you, you come to us. And because we know that we collected it on your behalf, we have ways of giving it to you. So the problem we have in the judiciary is that we do a lot of things, but nobody recognizes them, because we don't trumpet our achievements. But nowadays, we have an effective communication department and we are able to communicate our achievements. We are also able to communicate our achievements through the structures that we have put in place, like the CUC, the mediation committees, and AJS, and now we can be felt almost everywhere. Sometimes I say that we people who live in this part of the country are lucky because other people are not as lucky as we are. Here we are talking about a court in Lahari, a court in Kamwangi, a court somewhere. You go to Western, you find it was in Vihiga here, 15 kilometers, there's another court. But I and the Chief Justice traveled the northern parts of this country, where from one court to another court is 1,000 kilometers. For you to go to another court is 1,000 kilometers. Elwak, Tabaka, and Mandera. Then if you are in Nairobi today, the next court is in Eldoret. So you can see how we are privileged sometimes. So I also noted that most of the people who are speaking here, whenever they were thinking about resources and what they need, they were not looking at me. They were looking at Wamatangi. They talk very well, but when they ask for something, their eyes there. And they are forgetting that I'm reserved the Chief Justice. They don't even look at me. Why? Because they know that we don't have money. And we are poorly budgeted for. So, Wamatangi, we want you to tell the givers, the budget makers, that judiciary needs to be properly funded. So that when we are in a place like this, they look at us in the eye, not look at you. They were looking at you because when it comes to giving, you are only the only person who can give. Us, we can't give. So we need to be properly funded so that the programs that we have can go a long way. You see a group of mediators here. The court annex mediators are paid by ourselves. And we want that program to go on because we are receiving deliverables. They are giving us results. And that is what we want. In Naivasha today, we are concluding the third annual Alternative Justice System Conference, which has brought all the AJS actors throughout the country. And what we are emphasizing is that justice must be real, justice must be delivered in real time, and people must find alternative ways of having peace. When you come to our courts, we'll give you solutions, but those solutions you may not live with. We want people to have organic solutions which grow from them so that they can accept those solutions. Most of the time, especially the family court, when you have parties quarreling about distribution of the estate of their loved parents, you find people of same mother fighting and don't see eye to eye. People of same mother. In fact, sometimes when they have different mothers, it's even better. But people of same mothers fighting over a piece of land or property which does not belong to them, but belongs to somebody else. So we have to engage these people because really they don't have a problem. They are relatives, they are friends, they've known each other more than we have known them. We are the stranger, we the court are the stranger, but then they know each other. So you must engage them in some kind of conversation. And most of the time the mediators will tell you, there's only just one small problem. One person will say, I'm the firstborn. But these people don't even think of me. They don't even greet me. They don't care about me. Then you find that there's a problem here. The problem is actually communication. And when you break that, then you see the rest is easy. So sometimes we engage them and we tell them, I've heard what you said. You go out and you, being the firstborn, buy these people coffee and then come back. So after taking coffee, they now come because they have spoken. They have agreed, you have broken the ice. Because at the end of the day, you realize that it's not really the division of property. It's always the issue of communication within the family. So the people, AJS champions who are here, the mediators, you are doing a good work. May God bless you. There would be a lot of things which I would say, but this is not my day. This is the Chief Justice Day. And I just want to say that we need these kind of occasions to enable us as judiciary to communicate what we do. You realize before the coming of the Constitution, when somebody saw a judge or a magistrate, they would run away. When they saw a police, they would run away. So a police and a magistrate and a judge were equated with people who should not be associated with. That's why we nowadays even call the police a service, to impact into our mind that we are people offering services. And actually you can see that if you communicate with us, you just see that we are also just people. We should not be held in fear. There's no fear in the judiciary today. You just come and you tell us what it is, we do our part, and you leave, and we also leave. So that is the business that we are doing. The Chief Justice has told me to inform you that there's no longer fear in the judiciary. There's nobody to be feared because we must service. Therefore, with those remarks, I want to read the keynote address by the Honorable Chief Justice. It's very short. Keynote address by the Honorable the Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court at the Thika Law Courts Open Day on 7th of June 2024, theme, Enhancing Access to Justice Through Dialogue. Honorable judges, honorable judicial officers, members of the judiciary staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is with great pleasure that I join you today at this open day. I am glad that it comprises of the entire court fraternity, the High Court of Kenya at Thika, Environment and Land Court at Thika, Chief Magistrates Court at Thika, Small Claims Court at Thika, as well as the respective court users committees. Open Day serves as a pivotal platform for engaging with the public and our court users. This day allows us to interact with the public and explain to them what we do and educate them on court processes and how they can access them. In other words, Open Days aid us to demystify the justice system. Open Days therefore reinforce our commitment to a justice system centered around the people it serves. This Open Day initiative is significant because it aligns perfectly with the judiciary's strategic vision encapsulated in the social transformation through access to justice. We call it STARJ blueprint. This blueprint commits to putting in place a judiciary that is not only accessible, but also sensitive to the justice aspirations, needs, and capabilities of Kenyans. Access to justice is the fulcrum of the STARJ blueprint and its ultimate desired outcome. STARJ creates a platform for us to dialogue with the public and thus allows those who are vulnerable and marginalized to gain their voice. Within this context, this Open Days theme of enhancing access to justice through dialogue is apt. It underscores the potential of dialogue in bridging the infrastructural gaps that the judiciary faces in our quest to have courts within the reach of all Kenyans, thereby making justice more accessible to all Kenyans. Collaborations and dialogue are significant if we want to achieve equal access to justice. It is the understanding that in giving voice and space for justice with the justice seekers, the judiciary will expand access and deepen the culture of justice in Kenya. In this regard, dialogue is a key component of access to justice. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the many reasons why it is important to interact with court users is for feedback purposes. It is important to obtain feedback from the public, and I urge the public to give it. Feedback enables us to contextualize justice needs and capabilities. It also drives us to be accountable and improve our processes and performance of our courts. However, It is nearly impossible for our court users to give feedback when they have not been satisfied on the services that we offer. Therefore, as the starting point, it is important to make the members of the public aware of the services we offer. Thereafter, we can emphasize on the mechanisms we are re-engineering to improve our performance. Educate the public that the adoption of the technology through virtual hearings and e-filings has significantly enhanced the efficiency and accessibility of our judicial processes. Encourage them to adopt these processes. This technological leap forward marks a significant milestone in our journey towards digitizing justice delivery. I am delighted to know that the ELC registrar, Margaret, has actually actualized that, and that we are able to access her registry online. I also urge you to sensitize the public on the innovations that the judiciary has embraced. We are championing avenues of simple justice that are cost-friendly, that is, pro-poor justice approaches, such as court-annexed mediation and alternative justice systems, which I've spoken about. These avenues have shown great promise in enhancing access to justice. They offer a more cost-effective, accessible, amicable, harmonious, and responsive approach to resolving disputes. I encourage the residents of Thika and beyond to embrace these alternatives. I would be remiss if I did not point out the significance of the Court Users Committee in this event. CUCs chart unique interventions and innovations for each court station to improve productivity. They enable a coordinated, efficient, effective, and consultative approach in the administration of justice. They also enhance public participation and engagement in the delivery of justice. CUCs are therefore very instrumental in improving access to justice and service delivery by all actors in the justice system. You saw members of the CUC here. I urge them to grab this opportunity to educate members of the public on the services they offer that supplement our courts. Let us have an interactive session that allows the public access to educative information on legal rights and dispute resolution. Assure the residents that the Thika Law Courts guarantees everyone's rights. It's you people to assure the residents that this court guarantees everyone's rights. In closing, I reiterate my sincere appreciation for the dedication and hard work of everyone associated with the Thika Law Courts in the planning of this event. Your contributions have been instrumental in the efforts of enhancing access to justice. Let us all, judiciary and the public, continue to work hand in hand, upholding the principles of justice as we strive towards a more inclusive and responsive judiciary for all Kenyans. Thank you, and God bless you, Honorable Justice Martha Koome, EGH, Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, delivered by Honorable Justice Eric Ogola, Principal Judge of the High Court of Kenya.